So hello there and welcome here to the Timid Gardener. In today's video, we are going to be addressing how to obtain tomato seeds from store-bought produce, and also how to make sure that those tomato seeds will be viable in the years to come. So if that's something that you're interested in, make sure that you stay tuned to the end of the video. And to support the channel and to allow us to grow here in the gardening community, it's totally free to you to subscribe so that you can hit the notification bell so you can receive every single video that we post as soon as we post them. And with that being said, let's go ahead and let's get into this video. So before we begin, let's make sure that you have everything that you will need to successfully complete the seed saving process of tomatoes. You will need a knife, a cutting board, some breathable tissues or paper towels, a bowl to hold your produce, which is Roma and cherry tomatoes presented here. Then you will also need just a note, the bowl is just for the tomatoes only. You don't need it in the process, or you could, your choice. Next is cutlery. I prefer to use either a knife or a spoon, but I just ended up using a spoon. Some storage containers for your seeds after we have completely finished the process, and of course a marker to note it. Some water. It doesn't have to be distilled or anything, just simple water. And also mason jars with their lids. Another thing is you would need a strainer as well to complete the full process of obtaining your seeds, but I just left that one out. So let's go ahead and begin. So just to give a little tip, if you're wondering or if you have a question like I did at the end of this process, what was I going to do with the rest of the tomato? So you can use the rest of that tomato. If you do decide to cut it like I cut it into wedges, you can cut them down to size for a salad, or you could just eat them as a snack. Slap some peanut butter, slap some cream cheese, slap something on it, or just eat it like it is. But it'll make for a good little snack when you get hungry. Instead of grabbing a bag of chips, grab your tomato slices. So what I'm doing right now is I'm actually removing and separating the pulp and also the seeds from the inner meat of the tomato. That can also be a snack too. But what we're trying to do is get the seeds mainly, but the seeds are attached to this gooey jelly substance that allows protection for the seeds throughout travel in nature. I know I'm pretty sure if you watch more than just my videos on tomatoes, you know that a lot of people explain why the goo is there and what it's scientifically called. But just in case you're new here, I want to go ahead and educate you. So, this is a protection mechanism for tomatoes. It allows for the tomato to be able to continue to fertilize and to exist in nature. Normally, it's not a human being that's cultivating a tomato. It could be an animal out in the woods that's come across this lovely tomato plant, and in order for the tomato to survive, it has to encase its seeds with this gooiness to be able to surprise to be able to survive the digestive system of the animal or the human being, in efforts to be able to relocate for one, and then also, like I said before, survive the the process in order to live. So this gooey substance allows for the seed to travel peacefully and eventually, be reunited with the earth again to start a new seed. So this is what it looks like, all gooey and slimy, but we have a handful of seeds there. And next we're gonna go into the fermenting process, which I find so fun. Oh, I love this process. It kind of reminds you of canning. So I'm going to go ahead and pour the seeds and its goop into the mason jar. I want to make sure I get all of the seeds out of there because that's the good stuff. Then we're just going to pour regular faucet water or whatever water you choose into the mason jar, and then kind of mix it up with the spoon, just to kind of start the separation process. Because in order for us to be able to even produce another tomato plant, we have to get rid of that gook. So fermenting is the way to go. So you can't just take your tomatoes, remove the seeds, and throw them in the dirt. I've seen a lot of YouTubers thumbnails show that they just literally slice up tomatoes and put it in soil. Not true. So now, to protect the seeds and then also to keep protect our noses, we're going to put that breathable tissue or paper towel on there with the label, because I am using two different types of tomatoes, and dated, so I know what day I was supposed to put on. And I just made a big mistake. That is paper towel and liquid, so I just dumped it over to try to show you. Oops. But it's still going to be fine. So now what we're about to do is we're about to start with the cherry tomato. So we want to get everything cleaned up, and let's reset. So I know you're probably wondering, why do you need to do a cleanup in between tomatoes? And it's simply because the tomato plant variety, regardless to what it is, because it is a tomato, it can cross-pollinate. And when you cross-pollinate, you can either create great plants or you can create extremely disgusting plants. Personally, for me and my family, we buy tomatoes for a purpose. So with the Roma tomatoes, we buy those as a staple in our home, and then also the cherry tomatoes specifically for salads. So we don't want to put a hybrid of a cherry tomato and a Roma tomato and come up with this new tomato. We like our tomatoes as they are. So to make sure that there's no cross germination, no cross pollination, no cross DNA, swaps, none of that, you want to make sure that you clean up every single piece of your equipment before starting on a new tomato variety. So I just wanted to educate you on that, to let you know that, just in case you didn't know, they will cross pollinate and you will get a brand new tomato. But with that being said, let's get into it.